Greetings, Protokyne partners. We are doing I Side With. So, this is obviously the beginning of the Politicon. We have a little collab with AidanPolitics. And so, starting from next Friday, not this week's Friday, but next Friday, we'll be starting the Politicon because this week's Friday is reserved for a special episode. So, this is the intro to the Politicon, and we have the 2024 presidential quiz. And we don't know who the candidates are. And so let's answer the following question to see who you should vote for in the 2024 presidential election, even though I don't even know who the candidates are in this election. This is silly. Is there Ron DeSantis? Is there Biden? Is there, say, John Feder woman? I don't know. It's just 2024 presidential election. They made it very cryptic, but hopefully I'll get Josh Hawley. Right, I should be getting. Should the US build a wall? Yes, they should. Ooh, more, not most. It's not my biggest thing. Is Josh Hawley really? Sorry, no. Oops. Undocumented immigrants be offered in-state tuition rates. I'm sorry. Public colleges within their residing state. Other stances. Yes, as long as they deny eligibility. No, and all illegal immigrants should be deported. Sorry, pay the same rates as out-of-state students. Yeah, actually, more. Oh no, most is a little. So there's gray, blue, purple, and red. So it's like rather than going like blue to red, it's like from like not I don't care, like super fervent. Oh, it's actually not. Oh, okay, oops. Somewhat. Sorry, somewhat. More. This one's more. Actually no, somewhat. Should the federal government pay for tuition at four-year colleges and universities? Yeah, no. Meh, less. Do you support increasing taxes for the rich in order to reduce interest rates for student loans? Ha, 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 ha. Should critical Why? Should critical race theory be taught in the K to 12 education? No, it is useless. What is the point of critical race theory? It is just being critical of races, and that is not a very nice thing. If that is not racism, I don't know what is. It's basically they claim it to be the opposite of racism, but it's basically euphemism for racism, but done the other way from the conventional way of racism. And sooner or later, someone's gonna look at this video and say that I am a racist simply because I say critical race theory is bad, which is stupid. Should a president be able to authorize military force against Al Qaeda without congressional approval? No. Wait, sorry. Yeah. What? No. Somewhat. Should the U.S. assassinate suspected terrorists in foreign countries? I don't see why not. Should homeless individuals that have refused available shelter be allowed to stay public property? Yeah, available shelter. Does it mean like they can afford it, or does that mean? Let me look at others. Yes, and create more social. No, I make it at your own stance. No. It depends on whether they could have afforded the shelter or not. But nah, of course not. So we basically have an issue. However, I assume that if they could afford a shelter, they would basically have taken the shelter. And no, yes, and I don't care what they do with public property. However, like if they like have a bunch of homeless people strewn across the ground on like the ground floors, like all over like the streets or that kind of thing. Wait, the streets aren't public. Okay, yeah, let's. Do they mean state land or like own land for like people that, but like people are like using that for like the public? I would assume it's like state land, I guess. like tramps like going into the parks and then sleeping there. I assume that's what it means. Yes, they should. Where they have no. That means that they've basically can't afford it. Somewhat increased spending on public transportation. Yes, U.S. transportation sucks quite badly. Should there be more restrictions on the current process of purchasing a gun? No. No. He just be able. Yes. Yes. Should victims of gun violence be allowed to sue firearms dealers and manufacturers? No, it's not the dealer's fault. It's the criminal's fault. Just because the criminal takes a gun out, I assume it's a revolver, and then shoots you, does not mean that you can sue the person who sold him the gun and say that he shot you. It is clearly the criminal's fault. He shot you, and so he has to pay, not the firearms dealers. Unless, of course, they are illegal, which obviously is a completely different issue. Because environment, I don't care. I don't really care. But yeah, actually, let's look at other stances. Look at the third one for the others. Global warming is a natural occurrence. No, that is rubbish, but fine. No, but interesting. Read more stances submitted, but no, oops. Okay, so let's look at this more. No, should U.S. withdraw U.S. Paris Climate Agreement? Is George Hawley pro or anti Paris thing? Paris Climate Agreement. What? Like seriously, let me think about it. Okay. What is the Paris Climate Agreement? Someone enlighten me, please. But I assume it's some climate agreement, and yes, Josh Hawley will probably be blaming this Paris Climate Agreement because, well, he just doesn't really like climate change issues. Expand, by all means, somewhat. Raise taxes on the rich. No, most. Raise the federal minimum wage. I don't know whether. Yeah, nah. Do you support a least? Do you support a universal basic income program? Other stances. Or this is actually more intense than the other one. Should the government require children to be vaccinated? I don't think George Hawley will like vaccines. Well, it's their choice, after all. It is their choice whether to get vaccinated or not. Whereas in some slightly more authoritarian countries, like, all you have to do is just look to the east and then you'll find a bunch of auth countries. Do you support the use of nuclear energy? No, somewhat. To label genetically engineered foods. Yes. Should the federal. Oh my god. Oh my god. The switching in between, I guess. Should the federal government increase funding of healthcare for low income individuals? Splat. Obamacare. Splat. Require. Nah. More. Think I'm gonna continue to fund Planned Parenthood? No. Josh Hawley hates Planned Parenthood. It's rubbish. It is. Planned Parenthood is what I understand it to be, right? Surely. I mean, no. Yeah. Yeah, it's what I thought it was. Sorry, pro-life. Rape and incest, yes. Sorry. Yeah, this one. Most. Do you support the legislation? Actually, George, yeah, whatever. I don't really care. This is my actual stance. Do you support the legislation of same-sex marriage? Splom. It's getting more and more intense here. Should funding of local police departments be very effective to social and community-based programs? That is a big no-no. I don't care whether police are like getting like just let the police do their own jobs and don't like redirect them and just like fire all of them because BOM. And then after that, just say that just because the police killed a guy called George Floyd, that does not mean that you can just get rid of pretty much every other policeman in the entire of Chicago. Which is why, as a guy called Chicago Zuma rightly pointed out, the rate of crime in Chicago has skyrocketed ever since the police were removed due to BLM because Chicago is completely blue, as you might expect. There have even been cases of Chicago Zuma himself actually seeing this kind of nonsense on like the news. Literally, like Chicago Zuma's house has been robbed like 5 times, and then the news literally said that like some kids, literal kids, teenage people, teenagers, excuse my nonsense grammar, they literally dragged an old woman from the back of the car, and she was like vomiting and like obviously it was quite a nauseous ride, but oh my god, they didn't get punished. Okay, and it's not a very nice thing to do to an old woman to strap her into the boot and then after that like drag her around like to the top of the boot, not in the boot. Uh, should be able to. Should convict criminals have the right to vote? Yes. Yes, they should. Should the government increase or decrease military spending? Increase military spending. Should foreign terrorism suspects be given constitutional rights? Other answers. Give them a fair trial and shut down Guantanamo Bay. Yeah, let's do that. Should the military be allowed to use enhanced interrogation techniques such as waterboarding? It's low. Is any means necessary to prevent terrorism? Yes. Photo ID be required to vote? Wait, should. Yeah, it should. Let's look at other stances here. Ranked voting. The votes. Let me see. Let's look at ranked voting. Nah, it's no. I don't. Nah, I don't know. Balance of votes. Yes, actually, yes, somewhat. Should foreigners currently residing in the United States have the right to vote? Mm, there we go. How would you rate the country's ability to pay debt compared to a year ago? Now, here comes the part where, because this is 2024 presidential, I am going to be doing a little bit of imagination with you. Now, close your eyes and like think about this a little bit. Into the dreamland. Okay, just kidding. Don't do that. Okay, continue tuning into the video. How would you rate the country's ability to pay down debt compared to a year ago? Obviously, right now it's 2024 and we are in the Biden apocalypse. I assume it's getting worse and worse from 2023 all the way down to 2024. Probably like it's the election's probably late in the year. How would you rate the country's ability to pay down debt compared to a year ago? But it's 2024 compared to 2023. It's probably much worse. Much worse. Pay down debt be in a year from now. Better. I won't say much better, but like slightly better. Under like say DeSantis or Holly, like Republicans manage like money is much better than Democrats. Surely you agree. Like even military spending is like better than like throwing money all over for some people who are going around identifying themselves as cats or dogs or that kind of nonsense. How would you describe the cost of living? Oh, of course it's higher. Of course it's higher. Not much higher. It's a very gradual thing, but much higher. But not much higher, but higher indeed. And it will still continue to go higher. Now, let us see. Leadership, vision, consistency, it's airy. Determination, commitment, yes. Nah, not really. Intelligence, of course. Diplomacy, yeah, of course. Morality, slightly. Yeah. Like, what defines morality? Whose morals are we using as the basis here? My morals, the public's morals, the ruling party's morals, the incumbents' morals, like Biden, or the overall movement's morals, like what is like being all the hyped up nonsense about now, like which is probably still wokeness by then. I don't know, so I won't take it. Common sense, effectiveness, and electability. How do you make the quiz better? I don't know. Subscribe to Protokyne. Subscribe to Protokyne. Yes, I just shamelessly plug it. Show my results. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Hey, so processing, analyzing the voting records, campaign finance data, which is interesting. Speeches, debates, public statements, similarity of my answers, like how much they corroborate, which is why they separate into different chunks. Come on, who is this? Eh? No, thanks. Hey, okay, let's go. Already side with candidates. That's why they put it in different sections. Like they ask you like similar questions, so that it's like they can see whether your answers no, to see if your answers like corroborate with each other and see if you're like lying, like changing stances in between. Yeah, that kind of thing. Uh, so let's see. Oh, shucks. Shucks. Ah, Ted Cruz. Oh. Oh. Where? Oh my god. Surely. There's Josh Hawley all the way down at the bottom. Eh. Okay. Josh Hawley is not running. Ha. Very funny. Oh no, oh no. So stupid. And of course, AOC is at the bottom. Charisma. Does she have any charisma though? Let's look through all of this stuff. Ted Cruz, interesting actually. Corey Stapleton. I haven't heard of that guy, but it's strange. Mike Pompeo, everyone knows Rick Scott. Ron DeSantis is natural. A lot of people got Ron DeSantis. Same interesting thing is that he was ranked identical with Donald Trump. Okay. Mike Pence as well. Like literally all of them are at 88. Which means I'm like more in the middle between like Trump and DeSantis. Like, smack in the middle. Tim Scott, interesting. Libertarian. Justin Amash. I don't think I'm voting Libertarian. Republican. Okay, Glenn Youngkin. Meritocracy, small government. Okay, next. What do we have here? Sununu. Also Republican, but at 45%. Horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Joe Biden, like the Democrats are all the way down, like at the bottom, so much at the bottom. Just like the line in between, and all the way down. I am placing my vote beforehand for Alexandria Ocasio Cortez because, of course, I've been lying for this whole entire episode. I'm a Democrat. Just kidding. I am just a Republican. There were no lies, nothing. I am voting for Ron DeSantis. Thank you, everyone, for watching this video filled with nonsense about Ocasio Cortez. Let's look at this first. Thank you for watching this episode of the Politicon. It's not really the Politicon itself. This is just an intro to just give you a taste of what it's like. Except today we have had an extremely loud absence of AidanPolitics, which is a big issue. So, I hope you can tune in next time, every Friday, starting next Friday. Thank you, and goodbye.